Hello there everybody, this is Krista and welcome back to the Krista Chronicles, and today we're looking at the Magical Hours Tarot. This is an upcoming release from US Games. I believe it comes out June 2nd. Very exciting. This is by Cecilia Latari, illustrated by Fabiana Belmonte. I'm so excited to get into this. If you watched my new deck digest, you'll know that upon first seeing this and receiving it without, knowing truly anything else, my impression was like, ooh, I can't tell with my very untrained eye. Is this digital art? Is there AI involved? Because, someone like me who, again, is not trained to find that kind of thing, it can be really hard to figure that out. But my first clue was just the fact that there is a named illustrator. And so I went onto her page, and she is absolutely, of course, a digital artist, and it really seems like her style carries through. There is collage work, but again, I didn't have any sort of information at the time. But some of you left some lovely comments with some great information to let me know that she does art in a style called photo bashing, which I had never heard about before. Super cool. It's basically collage put together and using I'm pretty sure from looking at her page she uses Photoshop ? And so using the paint elements in there to make it more cohesive, so it, instead of your usual collage where it looks very cut and pasted, it blends it all together, which is why to someone like me, again, untrained eye, seeing a very smooth image like this portrays, unfortunately, my brain these days immediately goes ooh, I gotta check that out. However, that's the information. So photo bashing, really cool. The images are gorgeous, so I'm really excited to get into it. Oh, and to say, someone said too that she has said that, there isn't any sort of generative AI going on, but she does use images from Creative Commons websites, and so, you can't discount that perhaps there are AI images on there. So I guess that's something to say. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're used in here. She didn't go into it with generative AI, so photo bashing. Super excited. So I talked through doing all of that. Oh my goodness. So we've got a box in a box here. So in here sits another tuck box. We have this beautiful guidebook. They've all got the same image going on. Looks like, ooh, nice. We get a page per card, full image. Love it. Cool. And we get some spreads. Love it. Let's read about this deck, shall we? A journey through time, space, and dreams in search of the hidden magic of nature. In nature, time is dynamic and ever-evolving. The light changes every hour, and with it the colors and subtle sensations that open our eyes to the magic of each moment. This unique deck follows the path of the sun and moon throughout the hours of the day and the night. By paying attention to these alchemical shifts, we discover the insights and messages available to us. Magical Hours Tarot includes 78 cards and a 128-page full-color illustrated guidebook. Oh my gosh, I love that concept. Ooh, of following the passage of time through the light. That is super cool. And you can really see that with this image we focused on the boxes of how this light beam comes down. Super, super cool. So let's get into it. Very nice tuck box. So this is the kind of thicker, glossier cardstock US Games has been using sometimes. The other deck I have like this is, the something with magic. It's got magic in the title. Hold on, we will find. Find your magic. Find your magic tarot. So usually when they come in this box in a box, it's not that typical US Games cardstock. It's a little bit thicker, a little bit shinier. Personally, I have a hard time kind of getting my hands around it to riffle shuffle, but not a big deal to me. I kind of just do it to the around the corners. It's not hard to shuffle necessarily if you've got bigger hands, but yes, I like the glossiness. I think these backs are gorgeous. I love it. I think glossy works in some scenarios, and I already have a feeling from this Fool card that yes, this artwork lends itself super well to glossy. So let's take a look. We've got the Fool with these, it looks like moonflowers to me, and the wolf underneath. The Magician, oh, that's gorgeous. Look at this, the pumpkins. And all these swords as a, almost like a halo, is really interesting. It kind of gives this idea of like putting thoughts into fruition. The High Priestess, beautiful. I love how she is literally holding a crescent moon there. That is super cool. With all these lotus flowers. Oh, and it's like, it's almost like she is this waterfall. That is interesting. The Empress, I love all these roses. So, so pretty. And I love how it's almost like the roses are guarding her. She's got this, ooh, I'm intrigued. She's got this torch, which, you know, you usually don't want that around all this plant matter. It's kind of a dangerous recipe. So it's the juxtaposition between the roses feeling like they're kind of guarding her to she can burn it all down whenever she wants is an interesting energy for the Empress. The Creator and the Destroyer. Interesting. The Emperor. I like this. He's got this like eagle or hawk head almost. Half head. Very interesting. Oh, beautiful. Look at this Hierophant. I like how what they're holding, these little scepters, have eyes. That is very interesting. The Lovers. I love the feel of this. I love the dresses, the crow head. I'm curious to see if this figure shows up again in the Devil card, because it almost is a little bit reminiscent of the Emperor, but not quite. The Chariot, look at that. I love the use of florals here. We've got these dahlias, some roses, but the center, the main focus are these dahlias. I really like the white and the black. Crow, raven. Oh my gosh, the faces in the front are very interesting. They're kind of supposed to, like the Sphinx that's usually in the front, but ooh, jarring. That is very interesting. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, are there eyeballs in the wings? That would be so fun if there was. I like the sunflowers. I like this angelic figure with the lion. You know, let's read the guidebook entry for this as our little example. Strength is the card of gentle resistance and personal power, not exercised aggressively, but in listening and connecting with those around us. It is a card that has a lot to do with contact with animals, nature, and everything we perceive as wild. How much is it a part of us, and how can we manage this internal force so that it does not sabotage us, but rather supports us? Oh, I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. Here we also refer to the ability to resist, to fight for one's principles, to expose oneself and become active for the causes we hold dear. Indeed, strength supports people who must fight to make their voices heard, and it is with us when we find that voice, the words in which our power lies. The lion, which accompanies the strength card in this deck, is a symbol of intelligence and unconventional thinking. The plant is the sunflower, a midday plant, strong and mobile, generous with its seed, a plant that has confidence in the future. Oh, okay, oh my gosh. Wow. So it actually puts, hold on, this deck is like a progression of time. So the Fool, we started at 6 a.m. And it's a morning glory. Okay, wait, this is neat. That's so fun that I noticed the focus on the plants, and it is a focus here. So in our guidebook entries, we get the associated plant, and it is directly related to the time, which is so interesting. So we had the morning glories for 6 a.m. The magician was 6:30. Pumpkin opens its flowers in the early morning hours. Oh, how cool is this? Okay, yeah, so strength is at noon. Okay, oh my gosh. I've never seen a deck that has put the Fool's Journey into times of day. Okay, from here on out, we're looking at that. That is so cool. And I like the plant. That was unexpected. We've got the Hermit with a snowdrop there. That is so pretty. I love how this beam of light is coming from the snowdrop too. So this is 1 p.m. And then underneath the time, you get a little affirmation. So this one here, take time just for you. Try turning off your computer and disconnecting your smartphone for 10 minutes. Stop and listen. Wow. Okay, I'm super excited for everything in this deck. Wheel of Fortune is 1:30, so we're going by like half-hour increments, right? Yes. Just about. Sometimes it skips an hour, sometimes it's half hour. So here we've got the Daylily, which opens up in the afternoon. Makes sense. Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. Ah, okay, the Daylily, which lasts only 1 day, reminding us to seize the moment. I don't want to give too much away here so that, like, it's not, you know, I don't know. But this is so neat. I just have to look. So Justice is 2 p.m. and we've got here Hawthorne. Neat. I like the wings coming out of her head. The blindfold on, really cool. The Hanged Man, I love this, how this figure is upside down, but the tea is still pouring the right way. Almost this idea of like when you take that new perspective, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything is turned all around. And that is an ivy, right? Yes. 4 p.m. And you see the sun starting to set here a little bit. Yes, and the Death card, look at that sunset in the background. And we've got, it looks like violets to me. Yes. We're at 6 p.m. here. Cool. Temperance, beautiful. Look at that magnolia tree. That makes just sense in my head for temperance. First of all, I feel like they just always look so peaceful. But then there is also this feeling of like give and take because the flowers don't last like too long. So pretty. The devil. Look at that. This is so pretty. Look at the moon. So we're at 9 p.m. now. Ooh. And the plant is tuberose, which blooms at night and smells enchanting. Oh, how cool. I love this devil figure here that is so different. Playing the violin, it's really gives this feeling of temptation, but not in this like carnal kind of way. Very beautiful. Ooh, the tower. Look at that. I like the figure. It looks to me almost like it could be the same figure as in the Hanged Man, and how the lightning comes from her. It's almost like this feeling of maybe you can kind of decide to have a tower moment. I don't know. That's an interesting thought. Can we decide to have tower moments, or does that take away the towerness of it? I don't know. What are your thoughts? 10 p.m. Ooh. Oh, the star. This is so pretty. I love the illusion going on here. That really makes sense to me that as we're getting into this night time space. Oh, it's referred to as the deep night. This is, oh, we are at midnight here. The birch tree. Beautiful. I love this figure, how we've got this boat there, and it's like, is the boat actually there? Is it a print on her dress? I don't know. The moon. I love that the full moon is the head here. That is so neat. So we're at 2 a.m. here. Interesting. Cool. What is the plant? Night blooming jasmine. Ooh, I've never seen that before in person. I bet it's magical. The sun. Look at the eyeball. Oh, interesting. Why? Why is there an eyeball? So now we're back to 5 a.m. Dawn. Hibiscus. Love it. Now things can be seen clearly for what they are. The sun, if looked at for a long time, can blind you. Ooh, that is so interesting. A double meaning there for that eyeball. I love that. Judgment. Beautiful. Look at this, how the horn is the flower. This very much feels like a portal to me too, which I think is super, super cool. It's giving me that feeling of like portals you step through and you can't get back. I used to have dreams about that as a kid. I had this reoccurring dream where I would go through this portal, and the deal was like I couldn't turn back around to go home. Isn't that interesting? That's what it makes me think of. Which is an interesting thing to put into Judgment, because it's how I think of Judgment a lot of the times, not always, but a lot of the times as there is no way but forward. There's this call to action, and it's like you've got this information now that it's like you have to make the change. You have to meet that call to action. So now we're at 5:30 here. And this is Angel's Trumpet. Love that. Oh, the world being the seed is so cool. So what are we back at? Oh, so we're at 5:45. So then you circle back around to the Fool, which is 6 a.m. Oh my god, so neat. Is this any certain plant? No, the seed. Okay. Gorgeous. Now what I'm curious to see is how we get into this with the minors. So here we're in the wand suit. Does this carry throughout? Oh no, okay, so each of the suits is associated with the time of day. So the wand suit is dawn. Dawn plants. Pentacles is midday plants. Cups are twilight plants, and swords are night plants. So cool. So the plants carry throughout, but each suit has its own time of day. So we're in dawn now. Oh no, we don't. Okay, it doesn't seem like we get a particular plant. No, okay. Well, you can see them though. So there's chicory there, it looks like, or daisies. And then we've got some morning glories again in the 2. I love how that same wand is repeated. It's almost like, it looks kind of just like ghostly too, not like solid, which is super neat. I love this brick wall. And again, there's that portal energy going on. Oh, 3 of Wands. That is neat. It's almost like you're still in this dream world. 4. I love that, the morning glories. And I like the 4 lanterns. 5, look at how they're all facing away. That's very interesting for the 5 of Wands. Usually it's 5 people really interacting, but they're all kind of going in their own direction. Let's see about that. Here we find a small conflict. The argument taking place is an ego-driven quarrel. It is one of those that seems to be very important in the moment, but then with time will seem quite insignificant. Interesting, though, how it's showing that moment of, like, walking away. Oh, it seems... Okay, we're repeating the plants that show up in the majors, because there's our pumpkins. 6 of Wands, that is gorgeous. Look at that wreath. 7 of Wands. Oh, look at this, like, fiery dog with her. 8 of Wands. This is super, super neat. I'm excited about this 8 of Wands. First of all, it looks like we've got morning... Well, maybe not morning glory. Hibiscus? I feel like hibiscus. And it's like this stopwatch is opening up to, like, let out all these letters. I'm intrigued. The 8 of Wands card is a communication card. It is not a subtle, intuitive, ambiguous message. Do you want to say something? Say it. You can express your opinion. Oh, I love that. Just like releasing it. Such a cool way to look at that 8 of Wands. 9 of Wands. Beautiful. Ah, the 10, and look at the fire burning. It's almost like from her feet. Wow. And holding on to those plants. Okay, I am kind of obsessed with this. I'm already in my head being like, okay, I literally want to use this tomorrow morning for my reading. I love this. This is like totally unexpected. I really didn't know what to expect from this deck, because I feel like that back description really doesn't get into too much of like what we're doing here. And what we're doing here is super cool and unique. Page of Wands. Beautiful. Look at that Knight of Wands. Oh. Love that. Love these squash flowers too. Queen of Wands. I love that we get the cat and the sunflowers. And the King. Love it. Oh, look at the little lizard hanging out. Cute. Okay, so now we're in the Pentacles, the midday. We've got our Ace. I love this. It looks to me like a field of calendula, which, yes, is a very like full sun, full afternoon sun kind of gal. Pentacles, yeah, with that sunflower. I like the eyeballs showing up again. That's super neat. I like too how it's like she's holding up these 2 coins, physically balancing. We almost get this idea of like the rock is maybe even somewhat balancing. Interesting. And the fact that the flower is growing on this crag. It's almost like that whole saying around like daisies growing in cracked sidewalks. It's not a saying. There's some saying around that. I have no idea any of the words. I just remember the theme. Three of Pentacles. Woo! They are building an upside down tower. Why? Why? Interesting. So the project takes shape thanks to the vision and passion of the person who first imagined it. But kind of saying how you have to bring in other people a lot of times to like make that come true. And I love this idea of these two people helping this person build this upside down tower, which should sound kooky crazy. But they were like, no, girl. I'm sure you've got a vision. We trust it. Let's do it. I love that. That is so cool. Four of Pentacles. Oh, how pretty is that? Gorgeous. Oh, the Five of Pentacles. It's like, yeah, like, see, this rock has gotten smaller. We've got smaller sunflowers. But then look at the coins in her hair. Almost like they're floating away out of reach. Six of Pentacles. Interesting. It's interesting how these scales, they are out of balance. One is higher than the other. So the question is like, are they trying to even it out? Or is this the end result? I don't know. Who's to say? Seven of Pentacles. I love this. The idea of like watering plants. So good to that idea. This looks to me like celandine. I don't know. But I love that. I like how the person's in the cloud, rain, watering can. Yes, nature's watering can. One might say. Eight of Pentacles. Look at that. Interruption. Anyways, Stevie was locked in on a cat outside. She does not like when there are cats in our yard, even though she is never in the yard herself. So, yeah, had to scare it away. Anyway, Eight of Pentacles. I love this idea of the artist bringing something through life through their work. That is so cool. Love it. There's our girl. Nine of Pentacles. Look at this. The hawk. Falcon? Hawk? I don't know. But I like it. Beautiful. Ten of Pentacles. Look at the dogs. Oh, look at this. Doesn't it look a little bit more like... Well, no, is that the couple from before? I can't tell if it's three friends or if it's like an older woman with... the couple. I don't know. I like it either way. Oh, look at that page. That's so pretty. The Knight? Okay, she's fabulous. Oh my gosh. The top hat. And the bat wings? Oh my god, wait, everything. She has everything. The Queen, so pretty. Look at the robins, and we've got our bunny. Oh, interesting. There is a smaller person there. Can you see that? What is that detail about? Will it tell us? Oh, it is Mother Earth who is revealed here, so I think it's supposed to kind of give this sense of, like, the larger than life. Cool. Love it. Ooh, King of Pentacles. Okay. Hi, sir. St. John's wort. That's what that plant is, I think. All right, now we're in our cups. We are at our twilight plants. Beautiful. Look at that fish in the bubble. Oh, wow, Two of Cups. Feels like kind of like the marrying of day and night. I love that. Three of Cups, so good. I also like how we saw these fish in the dawn, and now in twilight they're coming back, almost like a preparing us to re-enter that dream world. Very interesting. Four of Cups. Oh, the mermaid. That is really neat. Five of Cups. Focusing on the broken cups, not seeing that there is an actual plant growing from the other one. And look at this, the ship on her hair. That is seeming to go... What direction is it going? It's going that way, almost like it's trying to point her in this direction. Oh my goodness, look at this Six of Cups. I love the mermaid vibe happening. Seven of Cups, all these choices. I like how they're hanging from these strings too. It's giving this idea of like every choice has a string attached. That is interesting. Eight of Cups, she's out of there. She's on a swing. Love it. Nine of Cups. Her face seems different than any of the others we've seen before. Which I know, again, it's just an aspect of the collage. Interesting. Most likely. I don't know. But I like that some of the cups are steaming and some of them aren't. That is interesting. Look at that 10. That's gorgeous. And the fish. Ooh, big fish for the Page of Cups. I like it. The Knight. She's amazing. The Queen. Beautiful. I like this night sky dress. I do like that. We're getting into that nighttime space. The King. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting a humanoid wolf. That is interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Moving on. Oh my god. Okay, so we're in the swords. We're in nighttime now, and wow, wow, wow. That is so beautiful. Like striking. The Two. Oh, still with the mermaid, I think is such an interesting thing of like, it's almost like where thoughts and feelings collide. The breaking on the shore. Interesting. The Three of Swords. Beautiful. Four, look how pretty that is. I love that. I want to sleep on a cloud. And how the swords are supporting. Ooh, the Five of Swords. That does give that idea of like, okay, you've got it, but was it worth it? Because this person looks like they're walking out and not coming back. A portal. A portal to dawn. That is interesting. Almost like the things you do in the dark, are you gonna like how they look in the light? Ooh. The Six. She's got that moon. She's following her dreams. I don't know, that's what it makes me feel like that moon river type of feel. Yes. Seven of Swords. Ooh. That's interesting. It's got like a Ten of Wands feel to it, which is an interesting mashup. Eight of Swords, perfect, classic, beautiful, no complaints. I like this like blood mood going on there. Nine of Swords. Oh, spooky! Spooky! Oh my god. There's the devil. Eek! Oh, Ten of Swords. That is fascinating. So sorry, I feel like I've got little ants. Get away. So sorry if that's been distracting or like seems gross. Listen, we live in the woods and the room I'm in is completely like made of and walled with wood. They come around every spring and I can't figure out how to get rid of them. And then they just go away. I don't know, man. So apologies. Okay, Ten of Swords. This card does not leave much room for imagination. A delicate figure is pierced by 10 swords in her back. The situation in question has ended. There is no possibility of recovery. It is the end of a cycle, the moment when we know we must take another path, though the detachment may be difficult. Although the card seems dramatic, it is somewhat ironic. 10 swords is a lot, perhaps too many. Try not to dramatize or play the victim. Instead, try to let things go with ease. If you look inside, you may find that you already knew this situation was at its end. Letting it go will invite space and light for a new beginning. I love the idea of this kind of like the shedding of light. That is really cool. Okay, we've got our page. Gorgeous, amazing. I love her. That is so beautiful. The Knight. Oh, spooky. Vampire Queen. That's what she looks like to me. Vampire Queen. Although she's got like big angel wings, so I don't know. But I like her. The Queen. Look at the eyeballs on her hands. Why is that happening? And we've got a Robin. Oh, the Queen. It looks like we're getting back to dawn in this corner. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, it doesn't explain the eyes on the hands. I'm so intrigued by that idea. Interesting. And the King of Swords. Have all of the kings been, like, anthropomorphized animals? And I just, like, missed... No. Yes, it has. The last... What was... Okay, the one I'm questioning is the wands. What was the wands? No, the wands wasn't. That's kind of interesting. It was that's a little inconsistent, but I don't know. That doesn't matter that much to me. So, a shuffle. I think this is going to be a difficult one. Yeah, I cannot get my hands around it the normal way, so we're going to have to do this, one of these boys. Which works perfectly fine. No complaint from me. Then you guys kind of... It's a little clunky to do it that way, but it works for me. I don't think it's gonna be that hard to shuffle. Hand over hand is good. I'm okay with that. So, should we look at some pairs? I think yes. Ooh, I gotta think about this. I'm gonna get some pairs, and I'll be back. Alright, I've got 3 to test out here. Exciting. Starting with another new deck, the Kitchen Witch Oracle. I kind of think possibly, because this is Jenna de la Grataglia, and I feel like she might do her art in the same way. So I am kind of excited. Especially since we've got that border to break it up. Oh, hold on. Hold on a second. Hello? We're just going on vibes with this one because I haven't quite figured this oracle out yet. But, ooh. This feels magical in all the same ways, and I like it. Yes. Ooh, I'm a fan. I think this is really good. What do you think? I think it's great. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is a win for me. Kitchen Witch Oracle. Love it. Alright, then we've got Coastal Curiosities. Let's see, it's digital collage, but it's collage. You know? Let's see how it works with that. What do we ooh, I think, what do we think? Do I like that? I almost feel like this tarot might need a little bit less going on, because with this oracle I really like to get into all the different things collaged there, where I have been doing the same thing with this tarot. So actually, wow, I really thought that was going to be such a no-brainer win. But I think it might be too much for my little brain to think about. Okay, Coastal Curiosities. The one that I think, I didn't bring it over here because I think to me it's just like a, obviously, Memento Mori. Ugh, but should we just look at it? No, yeah, let's do it. I feel like that's like a no-brainer, gonna look good, but it's fun to look anyway, right? Let's see. Especially since this is like, you know, with the object, it's like it is what it is. There's no guidebook. You just gotta make sense of whatever the thing is. Yes, this is cool. I like it. So good. Big win. For sure. Memento Mori. Had to look. Alright, last but not least. Actually, kind of similar-ish, not vibe per se, but like coloring to Memento Mori. The Lost Oracle. I don't know. I think it's either going to be like a big yes or like a absolutely not. But we won't know till we try. Okay, I'm liking this. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, I like it. Yeah. That's doing it for me. I like that a lot. That is like, what a fun, witchy feel that is. One more. Ooh, yeah, get the black background. Oh, yes. Yes. Ooh, kind of like similar vibe going on. Yes. Love. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this tarot. Oh, I love when that happens, when I'm kind of like apprehensive and I get so proven wrong. That's the best. It's the best case scenario. So let me know what you think about this deck. I'd love to know. And again, thank you so much to those who left me that information in my last video. Love that. I love getting as much information as possible. And that was so nice. Yeah. Other than that, I hope you're having a great day so far. And I'll see you again very soon.